2 more questions. We're at 3.
Yeah, you're at 3.
Triple G had his first pay-per-view. Numbers didn't come as expected. Some people thought they were low, anywhere from 100, 150,000. Max, does that show how tough it is to be a pay-per-view star? And can Triple G be a pay-per-view star?
I think he can, and I think you have several things going there. One, no one knew or cared about David Lemieux. I like Lemieux. He's good. He's won some fights. He had a fan base in Montreal, but it's not like an international big following or anything like that. 2, no one thought Lemieux could win the fight. So not only is Lemieux not, he's a name guy, but he's not like a big name guy. But he's also a guy who no one perceives can win. So Triple G is really carrying the show. Usually that first time you do a pay-per-view, if you want to do a big number, you have to brand yourself with another star fighter. Floyd took Gennady. Gennady was as much the draw, at least, as Floyd was. Everyone knew going in, Floyd's the blue chip guy, Floyd's going to beat him easy, but Gaddy's going to get people to watch. Even though no one thought Gennady could really win in their right mind. But in fact, that was my first HBO fight I ever did. And Bob Costas was the host, and I was the analyst from the host position.
Yeah.
And he asked me, how can Gennady win? And I literally, the only thing I could come up with is maybe Floyd, who's had a history of hand issues in the past, hits him so much, like on the top of the head, maybe he hurts his hand. Like that's the only way Gennady could win that fight. But Gennady was a big draw, so that did some numbers. And then Floyd branded himself with Oscar in the next fight and won the fight. And so now he's opening the movie to a big box office weekend because it's just like an actor. Like, is Will Smith or whoever it is who's opening the movie such a great actor that everyone wants to come and see them? No. What they are is they have something that makes them appealing. And therefore, people sense it and they're involved in some successful projects. And then they're then in a position to choose what projects they work on. And so if they're smart and they have good people around them, they choose high-quality projects. And then after a couple of movies come out, you go, without even realizing it, every time I see a Will Smith movie, I like that movie. Yeah. So then if he's in a movie, that signals to your brain, Will Smith, that's going to be a good movie. And so all of a sudden, he's opening the movie. He's a big box office star, and he's opening a movie big, but it's because his brand means quality. And that's how Floyd branded himself early, once he became Money Mayweather and all that stuff, with Gennady and De La Hoya. You can't get a guy like that in the ring with Triple G right now. And it took Floyd years to get a guy like that. It took Floyd years to get a fight like that. Yeah. You have to build towards it. You have to, at a certain point, become worth enough money that it's worth the risk. And Gaddy's getting there slowly, but he simply hasn't had Triple G is getting there slowly. He simply hasn't had an Arturo Gennady or an Oscar De La Hoya willing to get in with him to draw attention. I think actually 150,000 pay-per-view buys to fight David Lemieux he's on his way. It's not like out kicking his coverage. He just took that first step, and that sounds about right to me.